Hey guys, what's going on? It's BradPhusion here, and today I am playing some more Space Engineers. And I didn't put up a video yesterday, that's because I was busy with family stuff and dealing with quite a few stuff at home. And so today, I didn't even actually have any time to even play Space Engineers, let alone record any of it. But today, I've done a little bit more building, and I've made a few things that I want to show you guys, and something that doesn't quite work, but I'll show you it and why it doesn't work just yet. So, let's go over here. Now, the other day I made a rover, which I was just messing around with, and you guys seem to quite like that. You guys seem to like how it actually functioned, and it's sitting here without a stone on it. It's just chilling out. I think I tried to put the stone as center as I could as well, just to mess around with it. Sorry, as you guys can see, the landing gear's in the middle, but I've taken the stone away. This thing was fun, so I decided to mess around with that, and I've got a few failed designs and some things I was doing, and this thing here is something I started, but I ended up giving up on because I couldn't get the wheels right, and I just figured that just looks so wonky, and I'll try making something better, and I think I've got another thing here as well. Someone did say to start making a tank, and I did try to make a tank. Does this still have a stone? It doesn't have a stone. This functioned, alright, I guess. You had a turret that you can control on the top, and you can actually obviously move it forwards by, thrusting and whatnot. And I did actually have it so that you could lock it in as well. And I'll show you how I did that actually. I had it like, do I have landing gear still? No, I don't. So I had it where you could simply just do that. So if you ever needed to lock down and continue going in a straight line or whatever, you just press P and now you've locked it in, so that no matter what, like if you start making actions, it affects the actual whole thing and not just your turret like on top. Obviously you had guns and everything. And so I had, oh there we go, yeah. And I had the rocket launcher as well. So that's basically what the tank was, but I don't know. I didn't like how it looked, so I kind of stopped making that one. It works. It kind of works anyways. It doesn't work well. It's a bit lopsided simply because of, hang on, is that dampeners on? Yeah, the dampeners are on. It just wasn't slowing it down because of the weight. The stone didn't quite fit. I could have smaller stones, but that would just make it way too light. And here I've got the base where you guys can see I try to smooth it out so it slides along the ground. Rather well. I've got this little buggy thing over here. I don't know if this still has a stone. I think it does. This is more of a little cargo transporter buggy thing. It looks so adorable. It was something that I was trying to improve, and I did get this bigger wheels. I think, oh no, it's same size wheels. It just feels bigger. I did try to. This is one where I tried to center the stone a little bit more, but as it turns out, that the back axis ended up being the smaller one, so it ended up just floating around, spinning around. So I tried to add some weight to it, and then I ended up making it into some sort of cargo thing. So that functions very much like this. The wheels don't really work, but I mean, what do you expect? Oh wait, there's no gravity here. That's probably why the wheels aren't working. But so yeah, there was this. Let me slow you down. There we go. Let's stop you there. So there was that one as well, and I remember thinking about having one that could actually climb on all surfaces. So you've got this one over here, which it works for the most part. It's got its own gravity generator that's latched on and everything. And so basically what this allows it to do is allows it to stick to surfaces using the stone it has, which is underneath, I believe. There's the stone, you can just see it right there. So you've got the stone underneath that with the gravity generator, it kind of sticks it to whatever surface it's on. So I'll show you this now before I'll show you one more thing, and then I'll go back to that arena thing I was showing you. Oh, the gravity what? I thought that was off. Huh. It's been on the whole time, apparently. I thought it was off. Okay, well, let's take this thing for a spin then. So I've added a lot of downward thrusters just so I can keep it stuck to a surface, because even with all the gravity and even with the stone at the front, it seems very lopsided with the whole gravity generator and reactor thing on the back here. So if I was to just continue going forwards here, I will hit this surface. I didn't expect to bounce off of it. But if I try and continue driving upwards, you guys can see that I am actually kind of sticking in a way to the surface here. So, and now, there we go, now we're driving along this. And that's basically how the That's how it works, really. I mean, there's not much to it other than the simple fact that it sticks to the surface. I was driving it around. Yeah, you can do whatever you want now. I was driving it around the holes here in this mountain. I thought this mountain looked really, really cool, so I decided to build something else as well that I've got parked in here. Now this thing's only small. This thing isn't meant to really do anything other than just look cool, and it kind of reminds me of that ship from the Matrix, and I'll show you why in a second. So let me get in here. It's turned off right now, but if I turn it on, you guys can see why it reminds me of the Matrix. So, and on. There we go. This thing is, it's so cool looking. I like how it looks. Like, it's just covered in lights, and that's all it really is, and it slows down my PC. But it's just so cool looking. It lights up the whole cave. I'm getting a little bit laggy when I'm actually staring at the lights, but when I'm actually piloting this ship with the lights on, it seems to be okay. So let me jump back in here and let's have a look at the lights again. So yeah, I just like, this looks really cool. It doesn't serve any other purpose. It's quite slow as well. It does turn and go side to side, alright, just because of the amount of thrusters it has. So I mean, it does that okay. But I just thought it looks really cool the way it lights up a whole cave, and I can even go, you know, lights off if I really, really wanted to. And engines off if you wanted to be stealthy. But other than that, I just thought it looks kind of cool, the fact that I can light up a whole cave. And just, yeah, it's, I don't know. I like it. I didn't think you guys would like it so much, but I don't know, who knows. If there's some Matrix fans out there, you might like this small little thing. I didn't obviously do a replica or anything like that. I just thought the whole idea of it having all the lights around it kind of like glowing and zapping the caves and everything like that, I thought that was really cool. So I've kind of made something I thought was similar using lights. So anyway, let me turn this thing off here so I don't lag out my PC whilst I show you the last thing. And let me get out of here. And so the other day I started making the whole arena things, and I ended up moving on to a whole different concepts. And one of the concepts I had in my mind, and someone did actually mention in the comments, I already told them I was working on it, and that was this here, which I saved and gave up on, and then I went back to it today when I actually had time to play the game, and I looked at it again, and it's just something that I can't seem to get to work the way I want it to work. So if I go inside here, actually I think there's a generator somewhere I actually need to get rid of. I think it's this one over here. Are you the one I think of? Let me check quickly. Yes, you were the one I was thinking of. Okay, let me turn you off. So let me go back inside here. So the way this would work is, like, obviously it would be a bit different in size. Simply it would allow you to run from wall to wall, jumping all over the place whilst having combat situations. So you'd have like blocks and objects and everything in the middle, and you'd have rooms and everything down on each surface as well. And that works for the most part okay. The only problem is your jetpacks keep activating when you're outside of the gravitational field that's on the ground. So I made it so that you can walk along the surface, but the second you jump, you'll kick off and you'll start flying away until you reach another gravity zone, in which case you'll enter and land on the ground. So I tried making that so you could fly to the other side, though the only thing is the jetpack won't let you. And so I thought, well, maybe you could just activate your dampers on your jetpack. That, you know, that could work for you. So let me, as you guys can see, inertial dampeners are off for the jetpack, but if I jump, the jetpack activates and the dampeners turn back on again, so I have to turn them off yet again. So that doesn't work. So what I was thinking was, you know, how can I keep it so that the jetpack doesn't turn on? What is the only way the jetpack doesn't turn on? And that is when there is gravity, because if I'm in here and jumping around or whatever, gravity's not going to affect me at all. Sorry, the jetpack's not going to turn on until I leave gravity. So I thought to myself, well, what if I had a gravitational field that wasn't that strong, but just enough to kind of resist the whole jetpack thing? So here it is over here. I had one set to what is it set? I think it's set to like 0.01 or something. I thought that maybe, yeah, I thought that if I had something set like this to cover the whole area, it would just kind of cancel out the jetpack. But let me see now. I'm still in gravity. If I turn my jetpack off, it stays off. No, sorry, that's because I have to actually go into that field. So let me stand here, and if I jump out, jetpack on, despite me still being in gravity. And I think that's because there must be some sort of threshold that you need to exceed or go under in terms of gravity. So 0.01 doesn't really consider itself as being a gravitational field, so it activates still. So if I go to, see if I go to 0.10, does it still activate then? Here, I'm basically doing testing now to see whether or not the jetpack will activate. So if I jump again, it does start to pull me that way, and it doesn't seem to activate. So there's some threshold between 0.01 and 0.10. I feel that might be 0.05, though don't quote me on that. Let me try that once more and see whether or not, because the problem is I don't want the gravitational field to be too strong in one direction. I just want it to be so that you can float in zero gravity in the middle. I was thinking of having it in a way that you have another gravity generator up here that affects a wider area than the ones that are actually close to the ground. I'll show you the ones that are close to the ground right now. If I go Alt Shift and F12 again, you guys can see that it's easier to see from here. You guys can see that the gravity generator that's on each corner affects just a small height, and you guys can see that my head's just kind of poking out. So if I jump, that's when I exit the gravitational field, and it's the same for each of them. A little bit of my head sticks out until I jump, and that's how that works. But right now, even with 0.5, I think that's still pulling me towards that way. Yeah, it is. As you guys can see, it's still pulling me that way. So other than that, I can't really think of any other way to just get it so that... Wait, where is the other one? Oh, it's up there, right, yeah. So I thought it was down the bottom because it was inverted. It wasn't inverted. Yeah, so there's no real way I can kind of get it so that the gravity kind of cancels itself out without the jetpacks activating, which means that having a 0G floating space is almost impossible. At least right now anyways, unless they can make it so that jetpacks don't activate unless you want them to, which is something that I would really want. Because right now I have to let jetpacks turn on and then turn the dampers off straight away, and then even then jetpack doesn't turn off again. So this right now is busted. I'm still working on my bigger map, which is looking really awesome right now. But I just thought I'd show you guys this really quickly, as well as a few ships and whatnot I've been making. So I'm going to leave this here. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.